Hello and welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture what we will do is that we will add the on-item listener to this particular activity right here. So in the previous lecture we have successfully created this activity, which was the food category activity, and now what we need to do is that we want to make this activity behave in such a way that whenever a particular item in the list gets clicked, this activity should actually be redirected to the food activity, which in turn is going to have the name of the product and the image. So in this lecture what we will do is that we will start with adding the listener to this particular activity. So in order to do that, we go to the food category activity.java class, and as you could see here, the food category activity actually extends a list activity. So whenever this is the case, that is whenever your food category activity actually extends a list activity, what you could do is that you could add a method which is the OnItemClick method. So in order to add that method, you could simply go here and type in OnItemClick, and the method is going to pop up over here. Now this method is actually going to accept a few things. The first thing which it is going to accept is going to be the list view. So let's name this list view as list view itself. And the next thing which it is going to accept is going to be the view. So let's name this view as item view. And then it's going to actually accept the position. Now the position is basically the position of the list item which we have clicked. So basically we have 3 items in our list, and the first item actually starts from 0. So position is nothing but that particular position which we are going to pass in, and then we have the ID. Okay, so once this thing is done, what you need to do is that you also need to make changes over here. So this is going to be the list view, and this is going to be item view over here. Okay, so once this thing is done, the next thing which you need to do is that you need to create an intent so that whenever the user actually clicks on an item, he gets redirected to a new activity. So let's type in intent, and let's import intent equals new intent. And on this intent we actually want to start the new activity, but before that we need to have reference to the current activity. So that's going to be food category activity type dot this comma, and the next activity in the list is going to be the food activity. So we will type food activity dot class. So we have not yet created the food activity, but we are actually going to do that in the next lecture. So once this thing is done, the next thing which we do is that we basically pass an extra thing to the intent. So we type intent.putExtra, and in here what we need to do is that we basically need to pass in the ID so that we will get which particular item was selected. And also we pass an additional info about the food item. So here what we need to do is that we need to basically pass in an extra information to this particular intent. So that is going to be food activity dot, and let's name this thing as extra underscore food number, and obviously this is going to be of the type integer, and this is going to be ID. Okay, so once this thing is done, you could basically go ahead and start this activity. So we type start activity and intent, and we are basically good to go. So once this thing is done, the next task is to go ahead and build the food activity class. So in the next lecture we are going to go ahead and build this food activity class. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.